All right, let's get this done because I know you hate being here. Welcome to Whiskey Buds. I'm Kurt.
And Billy.
And what are we calling it the whiskey of the week, or are we just like whatever we're drinking? I did that the last few episodes where I'm like, the whiskey of the week, but who cares?
So you're the host. It's all up to you.
All right, so how many Japanese whiskeys have we had on the show?
Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh, I know this answer. 4.
4, okay. Which ones were they?
Well, you didn't tell me I had to name them.
I didn't realize you'd have a number ready.
Okay, well, I think we had the one that's, I don't know.
You don't know?
I remember the bottles. There was one bottle that was all fancy and like...
Multifaceted?
Did you bring me on the show to make me look like a fool or what?
To let people know what happens if you drink too much whiskey to your memory, or what happens to your memory if you drink too much whiskey.
Who am I again?
Yeah, that's why I
everything's
remember
on the
this
shirts.
all, and he doesn't. It's because he's not drinking enough whiskey to remember all this stuff.
Okay.
I think you're thinking Hibiki Harmony. It had that glass bottle. It was round, right? It had all the facets, like 20 facets for the different.
Yeah, sure.
And then we had the Toki, the Centauri Toki, right?
Yeah, I don't think I like that one a whole lot.
No.
Yeah.
That was more of a squarish bottle with the black plastic screw on top. And then we had the... what was it?
Not too long ago, right?
Not long ago. We had the Nikka whiskey from the barrel. That was your favorite.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That was that squarish squat bottle, right? That didn't really look very impressive, especially when you consider it to the Hibiki Harmony. But at the same time, it was your favorite whiskey. Like, it's very good.
Yeah.
But then I don't remember any other Japanese whiskey beyond that.
Well, I threw one in there for good measure.
You're just like,
in case we
4.
forget.
Like, I think you're thinking Legent, which isn't a Japanese whiskey. It is a bourbon, but it was blended in Japan, which is what aired last week.
Oh.
So anyways, all of that to be said, we're trying a Japanese whiskey today. So this will be number 4. So I guess in a way you were right.
Ha.
Son of a gun. Billy 2.0.
Sherry cask.
Sherry cask, yep. So this is a Japanese whiskey. Now, sadly...
Is it Japanese sherry too?
No. Although I have not gotten any of it, but I would like to. This Japanese has the Mizunara oak, which is a different type of oak. And it has to age longer, and it has to grow longer, and it imparts different flavors. And I just don't have any whiskey that uses it, or that has an aged in it. But I would like to get a hold of some.
You need some that's aged in bonsai.
How about they some of these ones that we've tried have put aspen staves or birch staves inside the barrels, and so maybe we could do that with bonsai trees, bonsai staves, like.
Probably horrible. Right?
I don't know. Try it out and tell me. Try it out, and we'll put it on the show.
You need to get some whiskey barrels and turn them into chopsticks. That might be better.
That might be all right. Okay.
So then when you're eating, you get the flavor.
This is the Kurayoshi. I didn't say what it was because I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Well, I don't pronounce anything right.
Yeah.
So.
Let alone the Japanese ones. All right. The Kurayoshi, this is the sherry cask. Now, what I've found on this is that it is actually a sourced whiskey from Scotch. It's Scotland, right? It's Scotch whiskey that they've taken to Japan, aged there, blended with their own stuff, with their sherry finish. And it's a 3-year, so it's 3 years in ex-bourbon casks, and then with a sherry finish. So
I feel like that's cheating a little bit.
A little bit, yes. Brought over.
Actually, if you think about what I know of Japanese,
Mm-hmm.
they import a lot of stuff, and then they build it in high quality, and then export it.
Yeah.
So I guess it fits right in.
And the fact of the matter is that we did that with that Legent last week, and we really liked it. So, and I thought with you enjoying some Scotch, that
Wash these.
I think you did.
Oh, right. I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Man, it smells good.
It does. It definitely has a malty, like Scotch smell to it.
I smell the sherry, I think.
Is that the sherry? There's...
Because it has kind of sweet smell.
A little bit. I'm not catching much of that, though. Like, it's so minor. All right. Give it a taste.
I've been waiting all night for that.
I've been keeping him from being able to try anything. You know, he asked for a shot before the show to get himself warmed up, and I wouldn't let him. Something like that.
I know. I was like, give me a bottle.
And I handed him some Canadian whiskey, and he's like, no. What do you think? You just tasted it. You're supposed to give the viewers your impression.
Forgot about you.
He's like, wait, what am I drinking? I'll look at the bottle here. Like, he completely ignored you guys. Can you believe that?
Well, because like,
What? This is supposed to be a very easy sipper. Some citrus notes, if I remember correctly, on what they were saying for like some tasting notes.
Mm-hmm. This is the best episode we've done so far.
This is like. Well, I just barely first tasted it,
it's got a little bit with
I do get that citrus note to it, very slight on the end. It's very mellow, right? Like it's a fresh crisp almost on the finish anyway.
Kind of, but it's a little. Is it sour, bitter?
Bitter?
More bitter.
Okay.
So when you say crisp, I'm thinking like you bite into an apple kind of crisp.
That's actually kind of what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but I kind of expect a little bit of a sweetness when you say.
Oh,
that. So
when you go with that,
it's a little more bitter. It's a crisp, bitter crisp.
Bitter crisp, yeah. A bitter crisp, not a butter crisp.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I think that's what it is. So the sherry is just like.
Very minor, like
yeah.
It's like a side note. It's like you can kind of get a little hint of it, almost,
Well, sherry usually comes out in the aftertaste, right?
Yeah, depending on how long it's aged in the sherry is from at least what I'm thinking from our experience. Because those whiskeys that are aged exclusively in sherry casks usually are very sherry forward, where those finished like this one in the sherry casks have it more subtle and subdued, more on the finish. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking?
I don't know. At first, you said smooth, easy drinking, and it's like, not really. But I guess it kind of is. It just doesn't.
Like, that's 46%.
Well, yeah, I know, but like.
But it doesn't drink like.
It's got the real fine whiskey bubble, like.
Real fine whiskey bubble. Okay.
Yeah, they're not aggressive.
No.
I don't know. There's like the bitterness kind of makes it feel like it's not smooth to me.
Okay.
But it is at the same time. It's confusing. It's like it is smooth, but I don't think it is.
But not really.
But
it is. Like.
And I keep wanting to taste it to figure it out.
All right.
I really like whiskeys that you got to keep tasting to figure them out.
Yeah, where you're like working through it, and all of a sudden you realize your glass is empty, and you're like, "What happened?"
Well, I don't like that. I don't like it when you drink.
Then pretty soon the bottle's empty, and you're like,
I
"Really,
still haven't
what happened?"
figured it out. We need another one. No, I don't like the whiskeys that you like take a drink and you're like, "Oh, I understand it. I figure it out. I know exactly what to expect out of the next drink.
This is it, and there's nothing else. There's nothing more."
Yeah, like it's a single flavor. The texture's bland or like uneventful, and it's just
that really seems to be the whiskeys that we enjoy less on the show, isn't it?
Yeah. This Kurayoshi reminds me of Kobayashi from Unusual Suspects.
Oh,
which I told you to watch, but you haven't watched.
Yeah,
right?
I haven't. No, son of a gun.
Dang it.
All right.
That's something in the comments. Tell him he needs to watch Unusual Suspects so he knows what I'm talking about.
All right. So what do you think?
How much is this?
60. I know because I just pulled the receipt out of the box when I grabbed it out of the cupboard. I'm going to say it's slightly high.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sitting here thinking about it, so yeah, I shouldn't have to think about it. I should be like, oh, that's a good deal or not. But
yeah,
I think
it's slightly high in the fact that like I like it. But for $60, it feels like we've had other whiskeys in that same price range that have just been, I don't know, more to our palates, I guess, which is like one of those, the fact that whiskey is subjective. So, like for us, the Ardbeg Wheat Beastie, we both really enjoyed that, but that was a very aggressive peated Scotch, and it was like $50, and it's like, would I spend $10 more for this? No, not over that. But somebody who likes the slightly easier sippers, the more mellow flavors, and to go through that, like I could see where that would be a little more worth it.
It's fun to drink though. I think that citrus, like I was talking about, makes it a little bit more lively. So it is kind of fun to drink. But I don't know. Yeah, I could definitely pick others over this one if I had to.
If that was your budget, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I could too. So, anyways, no, it is a good whiskey. As usual, Japanese are doing good whiskeys. So, although Billy is only 2 for 2 on this, really. Like,
I'm still surprised that they do whiskey because that's like I never think the two
would have never thought, right?
No.
Yeah. So, well, I think that's it for this particular episode, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, join us next week where I think next week we'll be doing a Scotch.
Yeah, I like Scotch.
A real Scotch that's not just done in Japan, but sorry, I gotta give a shot at sourcing whiskeys. Anyways, join us next week. Cheers, everybody.
It's like, what are you doing?